Well, when I read this story last night, I asked myself, Chief, I said, well, Niger used to be France colony at some point. Now, they are supposedly independent. We know that France is still there, just like in other cases around Africa where our colonial masters still have their way and all of that. Now, when you say that, announce gleefully to the audience that's how courageous your envoy is because he's been asked to leave, but he's still there authoritatively staying back. Is there any way one can begin to wonder, if you know you're the politician again, what is the interest here? Is it to keep Niger safe? Or is it to project or show that France is that powerful country that can do what they want in another republic? What do you think we're looking at here?
France is Niger's colonial master. And
you said is this still in the present?
No, they were.
Okay.
They are. They
still are?
They are their colonial masters, even though they have independence.
Okay.
Just like Britain, you know, we cannot say that Britain is not our colonial master. There we are in those days, you know. So, and having been their colonial masters, they may have a lot of footprint everywhere in Niger Republic.
Okay.
You can see that Niger Republic, they speak French.
True.
Thank you very much.
Just like we speak English.
Thank you. That's just like we speak English. So, the envoy in Niger Republic, we understand the language of Niger more than we here. And, for them to have still be there means that they are still enjoying some support of certain quarters of Nigerians.
The military is right now running Niger. Macron, the president of France, is saying is encouraging the envoy who has refused to leave. What power, what dominance, what is, I don't want to go into neo-colonialism, we don't have the time. What power do you think France is exercising in this case right now?
The powers that France is exercising is, you know, there used to be treaties or bilateral agreements signed by nations over your do's and don'ts. Now, when you contravene, it's just like you going to commit genocide, ICC will come after you. Despite the fact that you may be domiciled in a certain country, but you will go and answer the query. You recall that a certain former governor of Liberia, in the person of, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. The name just fly off my mind. He's still being detained today. You remember when the Liberia had a very serious problem? The man was brought to Nigeria here for asylum during the Passenger administration, and later was handed over. I will remember the name, you know. So, America also forced Saddam Hussein out of office. What was the role of America there? So when you are being independent does not give you the exclusive power to do whatever you want to do against the law of the land.
What law are we talking about? What treaty are we talking about? Because when this Junta came in, they annulled whatever was in existence.
No, that is, you see, I was just coming to that. That is why, you see, once there is a military coup,
that's why I asked, what power is
the first thing they do,
exercising right now?
The first thing they do is that they suspend the constitution,
good,
and nullify every treaty with international communities.
Exactly, and France is aware of this.
You know, France is aware of that. But so, you see, the power France is exercising now is that France is one of the G8 in the nation. That power. You look at what is happening in between Russia and Ukraine now. The bigger nations will always want to subdue the other one. And now, it is the only one causing this one is that Niger Republic was taken over. But the only area where I have asked questions, I say, it first happened in Burkina Faso. Today, they are under military rule. It happened in Mali.
Okay.
They are under military rule. So it has also happened in Niger Republic. and it's like their own is taking a different
dimension.
So and I don't also blame the countries like France and other nations who say we don't condone this, because it's like if you allow it be, it will.
But they have allowed it in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and Guinea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is this the pressure? This authority, they seem to be.
That is what I'm trying to explain. That it's like the authorities in the world are saying that, look, this thing is becoming, this handshake is crossing is going towards the able.
So in essence, France is saying that irrespective of whatever the junta think, they still have authority in Niger and they can do what they want.
Except they didn't say that, but what they're trying to see is that they are deploying a kind of diplomacy to see whether they can compare the military junta to actually return power to
by being rebellious
authorities.
By being rebellious to the military junta.
Well, if Niger Republic thinks that they can do anything to if they have the powers to do anything to the envoy, they should go ahead. Okay. If they think they have such powers. Otherwise, they should also use their head and think of the consequences of their actions.